In a world where words often lose their meaning and where noise and superficiality reign, some profound questions arise. Can we showcase our worth without saying a single word? Is it possible to understand the true value and intentions of those around us beyond what they say? According to ancient Stoic philosophy, the answer is a resounding yes. The Stoics believed that courage was one of the essential qualities a person could possess, and that it could be demonstrated through actions, rather than words. Today, I invite you to embark on this journey of personal transformation, where you will learn to recognize your worth and become an example not just to others, but to yourself. Stay with us until the end, where valuable lessons await that will help you reinforce all your plans, no matter what challenges you face. If you're new to the channel, please support me by subscribing and liking this video so I can continue creating content like this in the future. In this video, we'll dive into a timeless perspective that has withstood the test of time: Stoicism. Yes, you heard that right. Stoicism. This ancient philosophy is not about being unemotional or enduring pain without complaint. Instead, it's about understanding what truly matters, particularly in our relationships. Let's begin with the concept of presenting yourself with dignity. Before you start picturing a Stoic as a stern, emotionless figure from ancient times, let me clear up the misconception. Stoicism isn't about suppressing your emotions or becoming indifferent. It's about wisely investing your energy where it truly counts. So, let's explore what it means to carry yourself with dignity in relationships. Often we try too hard to impress others, losing our true selves in the process, changing how we dress, speak, or behave, all in the hope of winning approval. But here's where Stoic wisdom comes in. Your dignity isn't defined by your clothes or the places you frequent. It's reflected in your actions and choices. Picture this. You're in a cafe and observe two people on a date. One is flashy, eager to impress, while the other is comfortable in their own skin. Who do you think leaves a lasting impression? It's the genuine one. That's the power of presenting yourself with dignity. Stoics aim to live with integrity and self-respect. How does this apply to today's world? It's straightforward. If you're passionate about something, own it. Let it shine through you. It's not about pretending to be someone else. It's about feeling at ease and confident in who you are, knowing that you are enough just as you are. Remember, the way you treat yourself sets the tone for how others will treat you. By respecting your time, energy, and emotions, you send a clear message. I am worthy of respect, and I expect to be treated as such. In relationships, it's not only about what you say, but how you react and behave in different situations. Do you respond with dignity or desperation? Do you compromise your values to fit in? Or do you stand your ground, even if it means standing alone? This isn't about being perfect. We all make mistakes and have awkward moments. But it's about how you handle these moments. Do you crumble under pressure? Or do you hold your head high and learn from them? Reflect on how you can start presenting yourself with more dignity in your daily interactions. Perhaps it means setting clear and respectful boundaries in your relationships, communicating what you will and won't accept, thereby protecting your emotional integrity. Another way to present yourself with dignity is by learning to say no to things that don't align with your values or priorities. It might mean turning down commitments or situations that feel wrong or conflict with your principles. By doing so, you reaffirm your right to live according to your values and demonstrate loyalty to yourself. Treat others with kindness and respect, acknowledging their humanity, and you'll create more meaningful and authentic relationships. When you start recognizing and valuing your dignity, you project confidence and self-respect that others can sense. This influences how others see and treat you, creating a positive cycle of mutual respect and appreciation. Now let's talk about knowing your worth. I know, you've heard all about self-esteem before. But stick around. This is not about staring in the mirror and repeating affirmations. So, how does Stoicism relate to knowing your worth in relationships? A lot, actually. The Stoics teach us to focus on what we can control, and your self-esteem is entirely within your control. It's not about how many likes you get on social media or how many people send you friend requests. It's about how you perceive and value yourself. Think of it this way. Imagine you're a rare gemstone. Not everyone will recognize your value, and some may overlook you completely. But that doesn't change your worth. You remain valuable, rare, and unique, just like you are. Your worth doesn't diminish simply because someone fails to see it. Let's be realistic. Everyone faces rejection or feels inadequate at times, especially in a world where everyone seems to be living their best life online. But this is where Stoicism steps in, reminding you that your worth is not tied to others' approval, but to how you live your life. Your virtues, your actions, your character. These define your true worth. The Stoics emphasized self-reflection. So take a moment to think about your deeper qualities. What makes you feel good about yourself? Is it your compassion, resilience, or your ability to listen? These are the traits that define your worth. And when you truly understand this, it transforms how you interact with others. You won't tolerate disrespect, not because you're arrogant, but because you respect yourself too much. Here's a simple Stoic exercise. The next time you feel undervalued, instead of spiraling into self-doubt, reflect on your strengths and values. It's not about becoming arrogant. It's about quietly recognizing that you are worthy of respect. As Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." In relationships, knowing and valuing your worth is crucial. It's important to remember that your worth is not solely determined by external perceptions, but is deeply rooted in your own view of yourself. It's a daily reminder, a continual practice that invites us to nurture and elevate our self-esteem and inner confidence. Each morning, as we wake, we have the chance to reaffirm our own worth, independent of the opinions or judgments of others. It's about understanding that we are inherently valuable and deserving of love and respect, not because someone tells us, but because we truly believe it at our core. This journey of self-awareness and self-acceptance helps us realize that our worth is rooted in our essence and authenticity, not in external validation. Each step on this path of self-discovery draws us closer to understanding our true value. It's an ongoing process of personal growth where we learn to appreciate our strengths, virtues, and unique qualities. As we delve deeper into this inner journey, we come to understand that our worth is something we can cultivate and fortify over time, empowering us to take control of our lives and relationships. This liberation from the need for external validation allows us to live from a place of steadfast self-esteem and confidence. Ultimately, it's about finding strength in our own worth, regardless of others' recognition, and reminding ourselves that we are worthy of love and respect simply for being who we are. When it comes to setting boundaries, it's not enough to merely state them. You must demonstrate them through your actions. It's easy to say you won't accept poor treatment, but the real test comes when you're faced with those situations. Do you uphold your boundaries, or do you let them slip? The power lies not in the words, but in the actions. While this might not be easy, especially when emotions are involved, it's important to remember the Stoic lesson that everything within us is under our control, including how we respond. If someone crosses a line, it's your reaction that defines your boundaries, not just your words. For example, if honesty is something you value and someone deceives you, how you handle that moment, whether you choose to address it calmly or step away, shows that you respect your own boundaries. It's not about creating drama. It's about asserting your values with dignity. Mindfulness goes beyond just being present. It's about deeply engaging with the experience of the present moment, examining every thought, feeling, and action that arises within us. This journey of self-awareness encourages us to reflect on whether our actions align with our core boundaries and values. Mindfulness becomes a continuous self-check. Are we staying true to ourselves, or are we letting external pressures sway us? This practice urges us to closely observe our daily interactions, understanding how we respond and whether we remain true to our principles. It's in the seemingly insignificant moments that our true character and the strength of our boundaries are revealed. By staying mindful of how we react to life's various situations, we cultivate greater clarity and integrity in our actions. Taking a Stoic perspective on boundaries isn't about building walls or shutting people out. It's about maintaining healthy limits that reflect who we are and what we value. When we live this way, we send a clear signal to the world. This is who I am. This is what I stand for. And I won't compromise my principles for convenience. This approach helps us build more authentic and respectful relationships while fostering deeper self-esteem and confidence. This may sound old-fashioned, perhaps even strict, but hear me out. It's not about playing hard to get. It's about respecting and understanding your own worth. Stoicism teaches us the art of self-discipline and control, not rigidly, but thoughtfully. It's about knowing what is valuable and not giving it away carelessly, especially in a world that thrives on instant gratification. Think about relationships, especially when dating. There's often a rush to share everything, our time, space, deepest thoughts. But Stoicism suggests pausing, stepping back, because what is readily available often loses its value. It's human nature. If you're always available, always saying yes, where's the depth, the anticipation? To limit access with dignity, start by how you present yourself, not just through how you dress, but in the statement of your presence. I value myself. It's about a balance that says there's more to you than what meets the eye. In a constantly connected world, being selective with your time is a powerful message. It's not about playing games, it's about recognizing your time is valuable and choosing to invest it wisely. Stoicism also emphasizes emotional self-control, not to make us cold, but to keep us from being overly affected by external events. It's about maintaining an inner calm, conserving emotional energy, and being selective with who we share it with. This isn't to suggest becoming distant. It's about taking things slowly, allowing connections to develop naturally rather than rushing for immediate gratification. Remember, limiting access isn't about manipulation, it's an act of self-respect. It shows, through actions rather than words, that you value yourself and expect others to do the same. It's about valuing your time, energy, and presence, making every interaction meaningful rather than fleeting. The AO process involves being more selective in our interactions, careful in our decisions, and moderate in our expressions. It's about finding the right balance between being open and protecting a part of ourselves, safeguarding our emotional well-being and self-esteem. By adopting this approach, we align with Stoic principles in our modern dating and relationship dynamics. We commit to living according to our core values and setting clear boundaries that reflect our dignity and self-worth. This approach can significantly impact how others perceive and treat us. By valuing ourselves and acting with the resolve and consistency of the Stoics, we send a clear message that we deserve respect and consideration. We're not willing to sacrifice our integrity out of fear of loneliness or rejection. In Stoicism, actions speak louder than words. While people may use charming words and make empty promises, the Stoics teach us to look beyond this and focus on actions as they reveal the truth. It's easy to say what sounds right or what others want to hear, but actions must back up those words. Realistically, We've all encountered situations where someone's actions don't match their words. They might promise to call but don't follow through, or make plans only to cancel at the last minute. This is where our inner Stoic needs to step in. Stoicism teaches us to remain rational and not be swayed by emotions or words. If actions don't align with words, that's a red flag, signaling that something is amiss. Shifting our focus to actions changes the dynamics of our relationships. Instead of being swayed by words and romantic promises, we start noticing the details, how someone handles stress, whether they keep their promises, and if they are genuinely present for us. This approach sets a standard and communicates that we're observing actions, not just listening to words. People will realize they can't win our affection with sweet talk alone. They need to demonstrate their true intentions through consistent actions. This perspective helps us build more authentic and meaningful relationships based on mutual trust and respect. It allows us to recognize the difference between words and actions and fosters healthier, more satisfying relationships where alignment between the two is crucial. Adopting a Stoic attitude in love means being rational, observant, and wise. It's understanding that actions reveal true feelings and intentions more than words. Committing to this philosophy helps us make informed and conscious decisions in our relationships, grounded in a deep understanding of ourselves and others. Being prepared to walk away is another key Stoic concept. This isn't about being cold or indifferent, but about recognizing what we can and cannot control. One of the most powerful things we can control is our decision to stay or leave a situation that doesn't align with our values. We've all been in situations where we feel we deserve better but stay due to fear of loneliness, change, or hope for improvement. Stoicism teaches us that true power lies in acknowledging that we can choose differently. This doesn't mean abandoning relationships at the first sign of trouble. It means having the strength to walk away when our values are compromised. It's about valuing ourselves enough not to settle for less. Being prepared to walk away involves self-affirmation and self-compassion. It means having the clarity and strength to recognize when a relationship is misaligned with our values and dignity. This process doesn't need to be dramatic. Often, it's a calm, conscious decision that we deserve better. While uncertainty can be daunting, embracing Stoic teachings encourages us to face adversity with courage, accepting that change is a part of life. By having the courage to leave what no longer serves us, we make room for new opportunities and personal growth. It's a conscious choice to honor our well-being and happiness, signaling a willingness to embrace a brighter future. Being prepared to walk away is about self-love and respecting our own boundaries and needs. It's a way to affirm our worth and the kind of relationships we deserve, those that respect and encourage our personal growth. Lastly, the Stoic principle of saying no is crucial. It's about maintaining personal integrity and standing firm on our principles. In relationships, if something feels wrong or compromises our values, we should have the courage to say no. This can be challenging, especially when we care about someone, but it's essential for respecting ourselves and our values. Saying no is about self-respect and showing that we value ourselves enough to not accept less than we deserve. If saying no causes someone to leave, they may not have been right for us. This approach changes relationship dynamics by demonstrating that we're not just here to please others at the expense of our values. It's also about being honest with ourselves and not letting the fear of loneliness lead us to make poor decisions. Saying no is an act of authenticity and self-assertion, helping us set healthy boundaries and stay true to our core values. Living with integrity, as the Stoics taught us, means staying true to our values and principles. When we say no, we're honoring our genuine needs and desires, rather than bowing to external pressures or others' demands. This is a form of self-care and authenticity. By setting clear boundaries and communicating our needs openly, we nurture healthier, more meaningful relationships where we and others are respected for who we truly are. Remember, it's perfectly okay to say no. It's an act of self-love and a crucial step toward building authentic and fulfilling relationships. By embracing the ability to say no when necessary, we place ourselves in a position of personal power, allowing us to live with integrity and authenticity in all our interactions. Saying no can be liberating. It's an affirmation of your own autonomy and dignity. It's a conscious decision to not compromise your values for convenience or social acceptance. By exercising this power, you shape the direction of your relationships, set clear boundaries, and protect your own essence. It's about prioritizing your emotional and moral well-being. When you say no respectfully and firmly, you set clear expectations and foster more authentic and transparent communication. This creates a trustful and respectful environment where both parties can openly express their needs and boundaries. Saying no not only boosts your self-esteem, but also strengthens relationships by establishing a solid foundation of mutual understanding and respect. In Stoicism, healthy skepticism is key. Stoics strive to see things as they are, not as we hope or expect them to be. In relationships, this means questioning and observing rather than being swept away by charming words or superficial promises. For example, if you meet someone who seems perfect and says all the right things, your Stoic side would advise taking things slowly. Don't rush into anything. Observe whether their actions match their words. This approach helps you avoid getting lost in romance and ensures that you're not just reacting emotionally, but assessing situations more objectively. Skepticism is not about being negative or doubting everything, but about being mindful and discerning. It involves listening to what someone says and observing what they do, allowing you to assess consistency and authenticity. Stoics value using logic and reason in relationships, balancing emotions with rationality. By maintaining a degree of skepticism, you prevent yourself from being carried away by emotions and make decisions grounded in reality and your true needs. This approach helps protect your heart from potential disappointments by ensuring you thoroughly evaluate someone's intentions and compatibility with your values. Embracing imperfections is another key aspect of Stoic philosophy. It's about accepting the natural rhythms of life and acknowledging that both we and our loved ones are imperfect. Rather than seeking perfection in ourselves or others, we should value authenticity and find beauty in vulnerability and sincerity. By accepting imperfections with compassion, we create space for mutual growth and genuine connection. This acceptance fosters solid, meaningful relationships based on understanding and support. Instead of resisting reality or trying to mold others to fit our desires, we adapt and flow with the circumstances, finding peace in the present moment. Acceptance allows us to recognize that everyone has limitations and makes mistakes. It invites us to empathize with others' experiences and struggles, strengthening our connections and building trust. By embracing reality as it is, we cultivate more authentic relationships where love and connection can naturally flourish. The Stoic principle of not chasing is closely related to all we've discussed, especially when applied to relationships. Stoicism emphasizes focusing on what is within our control and letting go of what isn't. Chasing someone who is withdrawing is not only futile, but also goes against self-respect. If you're dating someone and distance starts to grow, the Stoic approach would be to stop chasing them. Chasing is like trying to hold water in your hands. It's ineffective and leaves you feeling empty. Instead, the Stoic lesson is to let go and make space for something better. This act of self-love involves trusting that if someone truly wants to be with you, they will be. By not chasing, you focus on yourself and your own life. This shift often attracts people who are drawn to your strength and confidence. It signals that you value yourself and respect your own boundaries. Practicing non-chasing means respecting yourself and others, allowing freedom and authenticity in relationships. Non-chasing also aligns with detachment, a Stoic skill that helps us release unrealistic expectations and accept reality. By letting go of the need to control the outcome of relationships, we create space for inner peace and freedom. This approach fosters healthier dynamics, where each person can grow and express themselves authentically. By choosing not to chase, we honor each person's individual journey and development. We trust in life's natural process and open ourselves to growth and new opportunities that arise along the way. In summary, Stoicism encourages us to embrace reality as it is, finding beauty and meaning in every experience, including love. Through acceptance, understanding, and compassion, we build deeply satisfying relationships based on genuine connection and mutual support. Unconditional love goes beyond simply loving others without expecting anything in return. It involves recognizing and appreciating each person's intrinsic worth, regardless of their actions or circumstances. When we practice unconditional love for ourselves, we commit to accepting and valuing who we are, with all our strengths and flaws. This means fostering a compassionate relationship with ourselves, freeing us from excessive self-criticism and negative judgment. Similarly, unconditional love for others extends beyond showing empathy and compassion for their struggles. It means accepting people as they are without trying to change or judge them based on their actions or decisions. Being there for others involves more than just offering support. It's about forming a genuine connection, actively listening to their concerns, understanding their fears, and providing the necessary support, even if it pushes us out of our comfort zone. By practicing this kind of unconditional support, we not only show our empathy, but also strengthen our relationships. Being there for one another builds lasting bonds rooted in mutual respect and trust. Remember, unconditional support isn't just for times of crisis. It also means celebrating others' successes and sharing in their joy. This solidarity enhances our relationships and deepens our connections with those around us. A key aspect of unconditional love is learning to forgive and let go of resentment. This involves acknowledging our own humanity and that of others, understanding that everyone makes mistakes. Forgiveness doesn't mean condoning harmful actions, but rather releasing the emotional burden of resentment, allowing ourselves to move forward with compassion and inner peace. Practicing unconditional love and forgiveness not only strengthens our relationships, but also fosters personal growth. Forgiving and loving unconditionally frees us from the weight of bitterness, making room for personal development and emotional healing. It allows us to move past painful experiences and embrace new opportunities for love and genuine connection. In summary, practicing unconditional love and forgiveness helps us build healthier, more meaningful relationships based on mutual acceptance and respect, leading to a fuller and more satisfying life. In terms of not centering your life around another person, it's common to lose our own direction by putting others on a pedestal. By forging our own path, we become more valuable and less susceptible to being harmed by others. This powerful notion reminds us that we are the guardians of our inner peace and emotional well-being. In a world full of judgments, it's crucial to control how we let these opinions affect us. Owning our minds and emotions means being authentic without fear of external judgments. By embracing this Stoic principle, we master our own destiny, enhance our self-esteem, and become more valuable to others. When facing challenges and criticism, remember Marcus Aurelius's wisdom: no one can harm you without your consent. This philosophy emphasizes staying true to our values even in close relationships. For example, if honesty and trust are important to you, ensure your relationship is built on transparency and open communication. Aligning our actions with our values strengthens personal integrity and fosters an environment of mutual respect and growth. Making decisions based on our values, even in tough situations, helps us maintain consistency and authenticity. For instance, if loyalty is a core value, we strive to be faithful and trustworthy. This congruence between values and actions creates a sincere relationship where both partners feel respected and understood. Moreover, living according to our values encourages our partner to do the same, fostering mutual growth and understanding. Acting on our values also helps us navigate challenges constructively. Turning to our values as a guide allows us to resolve issues ethically and respectfully. Ultimately, living according to our values enriches our relationships, creating a solid foundation of integrity and mutual respect. Practicing virtue in a romantic relationship involves more than honesty, loyalty, and respect. It's about being the best version of ourselves in every aspect of our shared life. Virtue means deepening honesty, going beyond transparency to be authentic in our interactions. By doing so, we create an environment of mutual trust where both partners can grow freely. Loyalty in a virtuous relationship encompasses emotional and physical fidelity and a commitment to supporting each other through challenges. Compassion involves understanding and empathizing with our partner's perspectives and emotions. This mutual respect promotes trust and support, recognizing our partner's value and contributing to their growth. Respect forms the foundation of a strong partnership where love and understanding thrive. In summary, practicing virtue in a relationship means committing to high moral and ethical standards, cultivating an environment of honesty, loyalty, compassion, and mutual respect, which establishes a lasting and authentic connection. Allowing others to invest in you means recognizing and valuing your own uniqueness and worth. It's not just about being present in someone else's life, but becoming an important and essential part of their world. True appreciation comes from effort and dedication. When someone invests their time, emotions, and energy into your life, it creates a stronger, longer-lasting bond. This process shifts your role from being a passing interest to someone who is genuinely valued. It's not about seeking attention or love desperately, but about showing that you are a valuable addition to their lives, deserving of sincere interest. By allowing others to invest in you, you give them the chance to make your presence an indispensable part of their lives, something they wouldn't want to lose. The Stoic philosopher Seneca's words echo this idea. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Your value isn't just in existing, it's in being sought after and earned. Reflecting on Alexander the Great and his teacher Aristotle illustrates how valuable teaching and the relationship between a teacher and student transcend conventional roles. Aristotle, a wise philosopher, wasn't just a tutor, but also a crucial source of knowledge and strategic thinking for Alexander. Alexander recognized the worth of Aristotle's teachings and dedicated significant effort to learning from him. In summary, we've explored 11 key principles for building healthy and meaningful relationships. We've learned that unconditional love, inspired by Stoic philosophy, teaches us to let go of what we can't control, fostering inner peace and authenticity. By living according to our values, we not only uphold our own integrity, but also inspire our partners to do the same, promoting mutual growth and deeper understanding. Allowing others to invest in us, recognizing our worth, builds trust and respect, enriching our shared journey. Practicing virtue in relationships involves more than honesty and loyalty. It requires a commitment to personal growth and mutual support, strengthening the foundation of lasting connections. Adopting a Stoic approach helps us find balance, face challenges calmly, and build a deep connection with ourselves, leading to authentic, enriching relationships. These principles not only shape our interactions but also empower us to craft our own happiness and fulfillment. By applying these principles in our daily lives, we can transform our relationships and ourselves, leading to a fuller and more rewarding life. Remember, true growth comes from ongoing reflection and the diligent practice of these principles, paving the way to a more authentic and meaningful existence. As we conclude this journey, I want to thank you for joining me and for your dedication throughout this video. I hope the reflections and insights shared here have been enriching and inspiring, offering new perspectives on relationships and personal growth. Relationships are a continuous journey of learning and evolution, where every experience, whether challenging or rewarding, contributes to our growth. If you've watched until the end, I invite you to share in the comments. I am ready to apply these principles in my life. This interaction will help us strengthen our connection and reaffirm our commitment to personal and interpersonal growth. May you integrate these valuable principles into your daily life, nurturing authentic and meaningful relationships and living with purpose and fulfillment in every moment. Thank you once again for your presence, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.